little story. Fucking, this winter I've been plowing snow for the winter, plus I got a big check that came to me too, so I kind of was able to, not work this winter. But I always knew I'd run out of money eventually and have to go back to work and stuff, you know what I mean? And, but yeah, either way, the IRS, they fucking put a thing on my bank account, they took all my dough. And it's been pretty bad because it's like, I'm not like a money kind of guy, but I don't give a fuck who you are. You need money to live, especially when you don't have money coming in, you realize how much money you spend. Even though I'm I'm not a frugal guy. I just don't really spend money on things that normal people do. But it's been bumming me out because usually I was thinking about it. I'm like, I never looked for a job. I started working when I was a little fucking kid. I grew up on a farm. Work's been like me. Work has been me. But and then I was on Craigslist. And it's been a bunch of hurdles I had to jump through. For one, all of a sudden then I start going on Craigslist, and you got to email everybody now. Nobody has a phone number, which is, I don't blame them, because then they'd have their phone getting blown up, so I don't blame that. But my email was all full. I don't actually use my email. I just have it there because you need it to go on YouTube and stuff like that. When I get a new phone, I make an email address. I don't even know what I do with it. I make a password. I throw the fucking thing. I don't even remember what the passwords are and stuff. But say on this phone, I need an email address, and I probably have 6 or 7 phones laying around. Just all Galaxies that I don't know, for one reason or another, I bought them and then bought another phone or changed servers or whatever. And but yeah, anyway, I was kind of getting beat up about it, man, because I was like, no money. It's a bad time, I don't know if you guys can see me, but probably better off. Nobody can pull some shit on me. Whatever. Fuck you. It ain't illegal to drive with no lights on. I don't think. But yeah, so I'm on Craigslist, and I'm like, to be honest, I don't really want to. I've always done jobs that were really unique jobs. I worked on wind turbines and roller coasters at Six Flags, and iron working. I was an iron worker, for basically my whole life. I was an iron worker. I worked on the prefab metal buildings. I worked on iron, and I was a tree climber. Basically, half of my life I was an iron worker, and half of my life I was a tree worker. And I really don't. I'm a spiritually awoken man now, and I don't fit in with them guys. It's more of I don't fit in with the guys. I don't fit in with tree guys anymore. I don't fit in with iron workers anymore. But I was gonna go back to iron working because I was just gonna suck it up. It's not like I'm a bad iron worker or anything. It's just I don't fit in with those guys. I don't talk the lingo. It's it's just my mind is totally different. It's one time I was I was one of them. I had a fucking sick sense of humor, and it's vile guy. I was a vile man. I never really had the locker room talk. A lot of guys would laugh at me. I wasn't big into chasing women and stuff like that. I never really have, man. But I had a crude sense of humor. But yeah, I noticed the more I got into God and stuff, I noticed the more they always hated me, but just because jealousy, I was good at what I did. But anyway, so I've been looking around for jobs on Craigslist because I know how to do a lot of things, but just no job. I don't know, jobs always just fell into my lap, kind of. I'd always I don't know. I never actually went looking for a job really, and I started to get pretty beat up about it, and sitting around crying about it. You're gonna do nothing, so I'm but all of a sudden I'm on Craigslist. I'm on Facebook, and a friend of mine, like this kid is like, he's like a brother to me almost. He's like my next door neighbor that I grew up with, and all of a sudden I see an ad. He runs an automotive shop in a couple towns over, and he said he's looking for help, and I don't know whether I'm going to go apply or not. I might. I really don't want to work on cars with him either, but it kind of gave me that, like, I don't know, it gave me the, you know, I always, like, people ask what I do for a living, and I always tell them I do whatever I want, because that's what I do. I do whatever I want for a living, usually. The last couple years since coronavirus, I've been doing basically whatever I want. I've been doing, like, odd jobs, starting little businesses. I've just been playing around. And I actually started, like, kind of liking it, kind of not liking it. It kind of sucks because I'm around myself all the time. And I like being around people. And it does suck being around. As I learned, I like being around people, but I don't. I notice people are freaking... Me and people don't get along anymore. It just does not work. It does not work. People just have, like, a natural hate towards me. And I know why, but they don't know why. But, well, they know why, too. But either way, there's a natural hate there. And especially with construction workers. But yeah, it was kind of like the little, gave me a, fuck yeah, this isn't nothing, you know, like, I'll find something, you know. I don't really want to work on cars, to be honest. I've been working on cars my whole life, too, on, like, the side. As much as I worked iron and tree climbing, I've also been a mechanic my whole life, you know, just growing up on the farm and, like, on the weekends, working for kids, working for people. You know, I've been I'm a mechanic my whole life, basically. I'm a mechanic, basically, you know. I have mechanics that would hire me as, like, a fucking high-end mechanic in their shop, you know what I mean? Even though I've never worked as a mechanic in a shop, you know. Some of the newer things, like on the cars, I'm definitely not going to be too confident and say that I'm fantastic, because I'm going to have to start, you know, like, with all these, like, even like this truck just got out of a dealer, like, 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't fix it because I don't have the computers, you know, I'm not good with the computers, but, yeah, it was kind of funny. My buddy Mark is sitting there looking for help. And maybe I'll go talk to him. I would kind of feel bad. See, the thing is, I don't really want to work on cars. I feel like I'm not even meant to. I don't know. I feel like there's something more than this kind of shit. I don't know. I feel like it just doesn't. I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something more in life than working on cars and ironworking and just, you know, like, you know, God's gave me such abilities and stuff that it's like, I almost feel stupid to, like, why would he want me to go work on it, you know? But it's like, but it'll get me through. So that's, like, one thing that's kind of bothering me. Like, it's just like, I'd hate to go apply to somewhere and then just, you know, I notice every time I've ever gotten a job, when I start leaving, when I go to leave, fucking the people, it's like, it really bends the place up pretty bad, you know, because I am that big of a fucking asset, where when I leave a company, it leaves it whacked out, man. It whacks it all out, you know what I mean? Just over, like, the time of my presence being there, you know, it's like literally like fucking, it whacks it out of line when I leave. It literally starts running on an axis, you know what I mean? And I'm confident enough to say that, you know, when I worked for Aspen or whatever, I'd run 4 crews at a time, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even be a foreman, and I'm the kind of guy where I'm not even the foreman on the job, but I don't give a fuck. I'm telling 4 of the foremans there what to do, and they're gonna fucking listen to me, because they'd be stupid if they didn't, you know. They'd be stupid if they didn't, you know. That's another reason a lot of guys hate me, you know, just because. And I mean, I don't tell people what to do if they're doing, you know, it right, and I see it going good and everything. But I have a keen sense of when I see shit that could go better or something, I'm gonna say something. You know, I'll get it. I'll have enough of it. You know what I mean? In high intense situation, I'm good in high intense situations that are almost next to impossible to do. You know what I mean? I'm good at making the impossible happen. And like the job that nobody, that when you get on a job, when there's like everybody's looking at it like this is gonna fucking suck, this is impossible, they're just, I don't know, I always find a way to pull it off, and and I actually enjoy it, but yeah, when I leave, it's like I'm like a horrible person for leaving because somebody wouldn't meet my requirements or something, But it worked out pretty good though. Yeah, it was crazy because I don't have my friend Mark as on my Facebook or anything. And all of a sudden, I just seen a big ad about his shop that he runs hiring, and I might go put an application in because I do need to work. I do need to work. I just really don't want to be a fucking. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm like supposed to do something else. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm home.